Short, good lead, and honours that nicely. So Toompah's cool, getting it there to Matt Jones.
And they're really suffering from not having a big at all to be able to dump the ball long to. So this is their only real option.
Gives it off to Vince. Vince, let's go with a big ball. What about that from Bernie?
Yeah, that Alan Richardson won't like that. Bernie Vince, he's a great long kick. He always has been in his time in Adelaide. For him to be able to get a handball received there, just a lack of concentration from the Saints.
Back to the left foot of Viney. Could have gone the little one into the square. I reckon he went the goal. Now Vince has got to mark a miracle. And he does. And he copped a clip from Higgins as well. Bernie Vince. I must admit, he didn't argue, Bernie. He was happy to accept the forearm to the chin. In he comes now. He goals. And Melbourne are in front by 5 points.
And not give away the free kick.
Garland who did it now. Vince has a chance from 55. It's coming back. It's coming back. It's a mighty goal to the Demons.
We said they were going to struggle, Richmond, with their main ruckman off the ground.
Well, it was Dustin Martin that went up against Gawn in the ruck. As the finish was.
Tyson's just got to work out a way to get through that tag and have a real positive impact on this second half.
Well, Bernie Vince, just a half opportunity. Like MacGyver, doesn't need much to work with, but he's created something beautiful. Demons get the one they needed.
Fantastic goal here by Bernie Vince on the run from a forward stoppage. Great goal. The even better thing about it is the fact he's on that man there, Scotty Pendlebury. Huge win. You need to make sure when you've got to run with roll, you're kicking goals on your opponent to make them accountable to you.
Fantastic use of the body by Kent. Turned Dempsey inside out. Just couldn't hit Dawes lace out. Vince, known goal kicker, brings the house down. I think you're right about the shadow. That is definitely a shadow off the ball.
Ruby completed. Confirming goal.
It's a goal.
Gee, it's a good finish. That's the little bit of class you need. That's the difference between what a lot of the Melbourne players are incapable of doing at this stage and what someone like Bernie Vince, an experienced player that comes into the lineup, can do.
Grimes, Watts, Jones. Again, aggressive play. He had support behind, but he decided to go forward, and Bernie Vince is a big kick of the footy, and he's a chance from here.
Jones could have gone with a safe handball backwards, but he went for an attacking handball forwards, set up this opportunity for goal.
Which Bernie Vince has taken and scores a level.
The footy, so they've got to use the ball well.
This is dangerous.
Tyson, it was dangerous, but now that it's come off, it's all rosy. The left boot of Bernie Vince, one with the right, one with the left. He's got his second, and Melbourne are back in front of the MCG.
Zeba went the big spoil. Cunnington was front and square, but no one over the back. That allowed Vince to play on, and showing he's just as adept on the left foot as he is on the right. That's a great finish.
Just good to see that he got to the ground on time after we saw earlier. He very nearly, well, he didn't get up there on time in his NAB challenge game at the start of the year.
He doesn't go with Chris Dawes anymore.
Good display in the last 5 minutes. Melbourne maintained possession somehow.
They got Bernie forward. He's just got to mark this and look up.
Salem didn't see. Now he does. And Bernie can stroll into goal and kick his third, Vince. And they've got a couple in a row, the D's. Got to get it down to the big Russian. That's where he's gone. Vincent's going to try and spoil. Clash of bodies. Pedersen whipped it out. Bernie Vince's left foot is curling and curling and curling some more.
Great work from Jamar to get into that dangerous position. He was there to make at least a presence, make a contest, get the ball to ground. And that's a first-class finish. We spoke how he's pretty quiet in the first quarter, Bernie Vince, but it's just working back into the game nicely. And that is now his 18th disposal and his first goal for the game. Very important possession and great conversion.
That's a classy finish, isn't it, on the opposite foot?
High ball towards the top of the 50. Kirsten working down the other end of the ground. Vince, there haven't been too many bright moments for the Demons, but they've got one here.
So many numbers around the footy. Lobie. Vince might get a free for that. Crowd won't like it. They've conceded the last 6 goals, the Demons. And that run has come to an end, courtesy of that man, Bernie Vince.
They're conceding ground, but now Viney, that little step of his is just very good.
Clever kick.
It's on behind play, boys, on the wing.
There's plenty going on. It's a 2-on-1 situation too.
Vince
is going to get the first score. Needs a good bounce, and he gets it. Game number 150 for Bernie, and he's kicked a good goal.
Mark Jamar's into it. It was just they lost the plot a bit, and we could see Vince on the left-hand side of that contest there. And I don't think he thought he could kick this goal. He just centred that ball and I'm kicking it in the area and see what happens from there. But good finish by Bernie Vince. Bit of an off break to play at this level.
Yeah, there'll be Jamar free kick. Curry had both arms around him. Hands off to Bernie Vince. Bernie likes a goal, and he kicks it beautifully. Melbourne have got their second, the designated kicker, Bernie Vince.
I think Curry probably thought it was his, and he did. But in the end, it went to Jamar. There's a little handball off, and that's a big kick. That's gone all of 65 metres when you clear the goal line and hit the fence on the back.
Beautiful kick.
Yep. I think when...
Well, what happens in the next minute vital here, because Melbourne have got a real chance. Oh, gee, that was a mark paid, and it's a good mark by Vince, and he's got the length here, Vince. He can get the length here. He can goal. Well, he'll be long enough. That's a big night. That is a really big night. Weekend of Bernie's, eh?
Put under enormous pressure. Bontempelli, he takes everyone on. Vince the tackle. Brilliant stuff, Bernie Vince.
What do you think, Lee? Just inside right goal post and try and work it across? It's a good kick. He is a good kick. It's coming back. It's coming back. He's got the goal!
Last 3 years. Hogan flies. Now a chance. Newton looks inboard. Vince can get another. He's been outstanding today. Well done, Bernie.
What a game.
If you'd like to, freezemnd.com, 1.75 million at the moment.
Gone to Pedersen, brilliantly done to Vince. Oh, that's wonderful stuff.
That's a great tap over the back, isn't it? I think that's their 4th goal this quarter from clearances as well. So their stuff around the stoppages is working really well for them this term.
Garlick, little handball down low, back to Jeffrey. He's got to work his way through this, and he does brilliantly to Vince.
In good hands too.
Got the 3 Brownlow votes this time last year. This to level the scores. 28th disposal, hammering it home. We're all square here. The big frees are really burning here at the G.
It's the hand pass away. Jones now. Centering ball. Oh, here's trouble. Bernie Vince at the back of the pack. All alone, and he snaps truly. And Bernie Vince gets his first goal, and Melbourne get their 6th.
Gone against Blitzers. Riley, he's given them something to sub. Vince, sidestep was good. Kick was splendid. Kick was outstanding. Connor Jasny touched it just over the line. Goal stands, and cats it down.
And let's just hope that this vision is replayed to every skills coach in the country. This is why you have to learn to kick on both sides of your feet. You can't do boomerangs from here. You've got to get on your left foot and go bang. And that has sealed the victory you would expect.
Great kick. Bernie Vince, he's getting back to All-Australian form that he was in a few years ago.
Yeah, he's had a great year.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's a crowded house inside 50. Body shape work was done by Viney, but you can see Jack Watts came out with real purpose. Off to Vince, a little path, and he found it!
There's a good bit of body work by Viney, allows Watts to come out. It was a bit too easy there from Frost to allow him to do that. But look at this, on the left foot, if you don't mind, from about 40 metres out, that is class. He'd have to be in their top 3, might even be pushing higher in their best and fairest again this year. After finishing 3rd last year. Great bit of footy by Bernie Vince.
Lumumba tries to work it back to him. That was close to a throw. Swan, they're not giving up here, either team. Vince steps forward again with a classy bit of play. And the lead is back to 17 points at the MCG. And they've got a taste for it here, the D's. They're going to be hard to stop.
Being windmills, waving their arms.
say, give it to me, give it to me. First goes to Maxi. He feeds it out to Bernie Vince, the more agile Bernie Vince, who can lay it across the body.
Oh, look at that. Give it in the hands of the finishers. And so often as he does, he puts it through. Big Burn.
Pendlebury. Tackle the full revolution. And it's Brayshaw. A bounce. Can he see off Tuvey? Now it's Bernie Vince. He's done it twice. He's done it 3 times. Bernie Vince. Could he be the match winner?
Bernie Vince trailed him in, but then backed out once he saw the ball broke free. So Pendlebury still on the logo. Still on the logo.
Bit of a hole there for a lead up into. Al. Got to get to Hogan if he can. Well done,
Bernie Vince. Lost it in the sun for a split second, but he knew it was there somewhere.
It's a competent kick at goal, isn't he?
Looks pretty good off the boot. And at least they're putting themselves on the map here, Melbourne, after a horrible opening term.
Kennedy has his 3rd kick within a minute. Garlett waits at the back. Doesn't get to him, at least not yet. Was that high?
Yeah.
And Vince to capitalise for Melbourne. Maybe fortunate.
Couple of options. Long penetrating ball. Jeffy waits. Hooley might get the sit. Jeffy almost. Jack Watts, little give. Here's a chance. Bernie Vince back in. Has he got their second? Yes, indeed.
High ball towards the 50. Tyson, well done. Knocked it down Brayshaw's throat. Brilliant kick. Vince marks on his chest. And the vice-captain back in the team after the siren. How important is that? Look at the D's get in there and celebrate it. Message.
He's everywhere,
Just
Jack.
refusing to give up. And then the short kick to Kennedy from Salem. Well done, Jack Viney. Now the layoff, the long thumping kick. And Bernie with 3.
Kent's been around for 30-odd games.
Well, Shade's going to turn it over. It was a dangerous kick, trying to weave his way through the forward pressure of Melbourne, and Kennedy chopped it off. He's just took a little short one here to Bernie Vince.
That's gone laterally, but it's actually he's 10 metres further out now. But Byrne looks like he's pretty confident.
He's played less than 50 games.
So Vince from 53 metres. He sunk the slipper. Umpire just arches the back. And it is raining goals for the Demons.
They're trying to do it for him.
Tyson spotted the man Jetta. He was just standing all alone at the top of the 50. And he sets the mark himself.
Trying to get every inch he could there.
And he's going to give it away as well. He was fooling them all because Bernie Vince could then launch towards goal.
But he's a great finisher. Always been a good goal kicker. Hasn't kicked many this year. That's only his 6th goal for the season, but he's averaging 26 disposals. Had a couple of cracking years for the Melbourne Football Club. A really good deal for them. And he's been a great leader.
Wanted to use it wisely and gone. Has he got a 52-metre kick in him?
No.
Bernie wants it. He's going to get this on. Bernie loads up, drives it long. That's out of here.
They had 2 cracks at it, didn't they? They sort of burn. That's how smart a player Bernie Vince is. I'll tell you what. He knew exactly what he was doing there, hanging around Max. And it's something that the better teams do. The Sydney Bulldogs, those teams are very good at creating extra scoring opportunities.
What's changed is Melbourne are now handling the instant pressure that St Kilda are trying to bring on them. And they're getting a lot freer ball, cleaner ball, and handling that. So getting the arms up, releasing to the next player.
Jesse Hogan needs to be on the end of that, though.
Great effort from Jones. They just left a little window for him. And the co-captain, internal kick. Not sure it was perfect off the boot, but it's the result he's after. And Bernie Vince to shoot for goal to extend the margin to 9. That'll do the job. Excellent start for Melbourne.
He's having some dominance over Todd Goldstein. Goldstein will have to arrest this.
7-point ball game after North led by 24. Got a high tackle. Bernie Vince holding his jaw is going to go back and try and cut this margin to just 1 solitary point. Let's see what the 32-year-old can produce from 42 metres. The drop punt, perfect. 1-point ball game here at the MCG as Vince kicks his first.